What's going on, guys? Boosted Whips here. Just gonna go ahead and do the video finally of the custom LED tail lights. In this video I'm gonna cover the installation. The main issue that everyone, or should I say where everyone's getting stuck on, is the removal of this trim piece right here. So the center trim piece is the number one. People get stuck there, they're afraid to rip it off. So I'm going to show you how you go ahead and you remove that, and then we'll get into the details of how do you install the tail lights for each side. The one that's the easiest is the ones on the outer side. The one in the center is where most people are taking the most time because of the center trim. Number two is people are getting stuck is because they're forgetting to use this reverse light socket. This is going to be used as a bridge for some of the connections that are not covered in the manual that comes in the tail lights. So basically the tail lights come in a nice box that you guys probably have seen, and it comes nice packaged in a nice foam. Everything is in here. They have two extra of these plates here. I want to go ahead and mention that. A lot of the people that I've talked to have end up breaking these pieces, so you have a replacement there in that event, so that way you're not stressed out if you do break those things. But that's how it is. So the tail lights come here. There's also a harness in there. It comes with a manual, and we'll go ahead and take it from there. So the very first step to do is you're going to remove the liner, of course. I already took it off. I didn't want to go ahead and cover that in the video because people already know how to do that. But basically you use a flathead screwdriver and you're going to take off the 10 secure clips, and then the whole liner comes off. So this is how you are. So I'm going to show you on the bottom what it is that you need to do to remove that center trim. So we're going to go ahead and take it from there. So here facing upside down, but basically you're going to remove 4 8mm bolts. So basically there's one behind this wire, there's one here, there's one on the opposite side, and there's one right there. So once you release those, then you're gonna have to also take out this screw, which is right in the center. This goes right where the emblem is, and it's a Phillips screw. So right through that little white tube, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Then there's some push clips. Hopefully I can get a good shot here. But you see that orange and those green clips? They're all around here. If you start looking, you'll find all that. You're gonna go ahead and push those in. There's more in the center. If you start taking off these 8mm, you're basically gonna take off the whole trim plus the light. So whichever works best. There's also a black clip there, as you see. So basically everything that's in that center area, you're gonna go ahead and push out. You can use the needle nose pliers for that, and that's it. So I can get started, and I'll show you once it's off. Alright guys, once you have the 4 8mm bolts off and the middle Phillips screw out, you're basically gonna go ahead and push on this trim here. Basically you put your hand in here, just push. It's gonna start snapping off, and you're gonna start working your way out up here until you start snapping. You press here, it's gonna start snapping. You notice I'm already halfway there, and you're just gonna keep snapping it off just like that. Don't be afraid to add a little bit of force. And you're gonna go ahead and disconnect the cameras. Basically the whole piece comes off. So you have the 4mm, and these start to snap off just with your hands. You don't even have to use the needle nose plier from the inside. So pretty easy. So to remove this cover, I already removed it from the other side. I'm using a pry tool, but basically there's pressure around this area and this area. You want to start from the top, and you go ahead and you remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Well, basically, that's how you remove the clip of this piece right here. So nothing broke off. I can reuse this, or I can go ahead and use the one that came with the product. So now guys, once you have all that out, the rest is a bunch of bolts. As you notice here, you're gonna go ahead and remove these two, and this takes out the headlight. I recommend, you basically either label the connections if it's easier for you, but if you remember, basically on this here, you have your main light and you have your turn signals. On the middle area, you have your reverse light, and basically that's how you're going to rewire everything. I'm going to go ahead and show you each one, of course, but just so that you guys know, it's much easier that way. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and remove these bolts here and show you 1mm socket you need to use. Guys, so for these screws here, you can use an 8mm as well, or you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just going to go ahead and improvise here. Makes job much easier. But if you don't have one, you can always use a regular Phillips or an 8mm bolt, and then socket and the wrench, and that should do it. Don't know why I got a little stuck here, but just in case you run into any stubbornness, go ahead and use the 8mm and take off this screw. The other side came off easier, so and don't forget the washer. Looks like that got stuck. What was bolted on. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna try to head and remove that so you guys are not there just watching me struggle. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and I'll fix that now. Alright guys, so all you have to do is kind of push up a bit. There's gonna be some clips over there. That's all that basically comes off. You're gonna remove this connector right here, and harness here wire is held down by some pressure clip from the inside. Can't turn it around to show you, but it's gonna be a little pressure clip that's right here, and basically that's all you have to do. So let me remove this connector. Maybe I can get a better angle shot. Alright. So you stick your finger in there. You basically can push on this angle and then push on this one here, and basically this connector, stays off, and now you have your headlight off. Yep. Guys, so this part is the easy part. All you have to do is add in the extension harness, which looks like this. You're gonna have to cut a tie wrap. Once you cut it, you connect one end to the lamp, and the other area, which is like this, it's gonna go connected on the second part of this lamp. You're gonna route this cable, and I'll show you where you're gonna route it, which is the easiest. And basically you're gonna connect the connector you removed on the other one on this one, and this one doesn't require anything else. So let's go ahead and get started. Basically we're gonna go ahead and fish this and route this through a rubber grommet. I'm gonna get a closer view so you guys can see where it's gonna go, and we're gonna go ahead and lead it into the trunk. Alright guys, I hope that you can see, but this rubber grommet that's right here, can go ahead and remove it. This is where you're gonna fish this wire, and once you have it in there, you'll go ahead and remove the inside liner, basically, so that you're able to route this cable up and make it to the next lamp. So let's fish all this wire in here. And go ahead and connect this on here. This only fits one way, guys, so just make sure you connect it proper way. Either way, it just goes one way, like I said. And guys, once you have that on there, you're gonna position this onto here. Make sure it goes in nice and snug. And that's how that goes. I'm gonna take another angle for you guys so you guys can see. What you want to do is when you put this in there, there's going to be a little metal groove that's on there. You don't want to force it. Just go ahead and push it in until it fits in correctly. Don't push in. You don't want to break the lens or anything like that. So once it's positioned, everything else is easy. I'm going to go ahead and replace the two 8mm bolts in here, and we'll take it from there. If you're using a drill like me, I would just tighten it enough and then do the rest with the 8mm bolt or a screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'll show you guys how it looks. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and remove the second piece. There's two 8mm bolts here, and there's two on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And just loosen them up a little bit with the socket here. And then the rest, you can do it with your hands. It's much easier. Alright, so there's that. Put those to the side. And now I'm going to go ahead and do this one. This one here is just bolt, so be careful. I like to just loosen it. Use your hand so it doesn't fall into there. If not, you're going to have a mission. It'll take you forever to recover that 8mm. So there's that. Put that to the side. And there's one on the inner side by where the connector is. Same process. Take that off. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect by pushing on that. I'm going to disconnect. Actually, we'll leave this guy. You're going to remove this socket, and this is where people get confused, but what you have to do is remove your existing bolt and one of the connections is going to go here, and that's basically it. I'll show you that now. 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and take it from here. Once you have that out, this just comes off. Just got to wiggle it a little bit. And basically as it comes off, what's being held on is this right here, so you just got to push a little bit, just enough to take it out, and that whole piece is out. So now we're going to go ahead and put the other one, and I'll show you where all the connections go. I'm going to go ahead and position everything there. You're going to route the cables through the hole just like the other one, and I'm going to show you at the bottom what you need to do basically to toggle this in here. Basically you put it on top, and then from the bottom you kind of align it where the bolts are, and make sure it goes right through the hole, and there's a pressure clip that clicks on there just to secure it in place. So I'm going to show you that right now. So this is the pressure clip that's right above, that's black. That's where you need to align everything else. Make sure the cables come down, and I'm going to show you now what goes to what, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, basically it's apples to apples. I'm going to connect this connector to this one. 21 orientation. The white little cable is going to go inside wherever you remove the bulb. This is polarity sensitive, so I'm going to try it this way. If for whatever reason your reverse light does not work, all you have to do is rotate it 180 degrees, and that should be fine. So that's that. And then this one here is going to connect to that extension cable I showed you on the previous clip, which we routed through the inner liner, which is this guy right here. This also goes only one way, so you can't go wrong. And that is it. Now we're going to go ahead and install the bolts back on and secure this, and I'll show you how everything looks. Guys, I'm tightening in 8mm bolts that we took off, and then we're going to do the side ones. Sorry guys for all the noise here. Should use an extension wrench, will be best. Alright guys, I don't want you to hear all this noise, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off, and then I'll show you on the side. Guys, so another tip here, I went and unscrew these, and then these didn't line up. So another tip is start off from these, try to align it as much as you can, bolt these on, and then go ahead and tighten the ones from the inside. And then to finish up guys, I went ahead and I disconnected one of the ends, and so that way I was able to reroute it from here. Reroute the cable, this extension cord, and then what you can do is you're going to go ahead and tie wrap this next to the trunk area all the way down, and basically that's how it's going to be. It's going to get tugged in there. You can even go as further out, so that way this cable is not visible, and into the liner. Same thing on the other side. So basically we have both sides on both sides. I'm going to give it a test run. I'm going to go ahead and show you how each light works, and we'll take it from there. Guys, so it's all wrapped up. Don't forget to go ahead and put on the center trim before you start putting your inside liner. Go ahead and you snap everything back on. Put back the 4 8mm bolts that we showed when we in the beginning of the video when we removed it. Everything snaps back on. Go ahead and tighten in. Go ahead and put back the liner on your trunk lid, and put in the 10 pressure clips to go ahead and secure it. So this is how it looks guys once fully installed. I think it makes the car look even more meaner and aggressive. I'm gonna go ahead and show you each lighting feature on this custom LED lamps, and we'll take it from there. Hope you guys like it. Guys, so this is lights off, left signal. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the right signal now. There it is, folks. Right signal. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the hazards for you guys. Here's the hazard, guys, the emergency lights. That's how it'll look. Here's a backup reverse light. These are switchbacks. Well, actually, there's two LEDs from what I'm looking at. You have a dedicated reverse, and then you have your brake on the other half of this lens or whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the brake light right now. So this here lights off, and you hit the brakes, you get the full reverse light. So it is a switchback. You get your regular brakes as well. So so all the lights light up in red when you brake. So that's how that looks, guys. So when you hit reverse, this will blend in, so you have the other half switching to white, and then the remaining half stays red as well. So that's how that's gonna look. Those are all the features of this lighting. And so right now I'm just gonna turn on the lights on, you know, no pressing brake, no signals, no nothing, so you guys look at it how it looks like just on by itself. So here is just lights on by itself, and when you brake they get brighter, and again the by where the reverse light is, it turns all red. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate that for you so you guys can go ahead and see it. It just gets brighter, the lines, and then you have your brake red on where the reverse lights is. So I'm gonna go ahead and simulate that right now for you guys so you guys can get an idea. Again, guys, there it is. It gets a little bit brighter, the lines, and you got the red turning on. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this full sequence here as one last final shot so you guys can see all the lights in action. So we have the brake, reverse, and hazard lights on, so that way you see the whole entire light. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up right now for you guys so you guys can check it out. So there you have it, guys. This is brake, reverse, and hazard lights on, so that way if you're doing backing up or whatnot and you have your hazards on, this is how it will look. This is full action, guys. So as you can see, there's dedicated LEDs for the backup light, and then there's also brake on that same lens of the reverse light. The hazards sequential, and you got brighter red when you have the brake on with the lights on. So that's how that looks, guys. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helped you out. If it did, go ahead and drop me a comment below. Like, share, subscribe as always. Thanks for watching. Until next time, boost the whips. I'm out. Have a very blessed day.